Hello everyone, this is Crypto BitLaw, here with another blockchain legal brief, and today we're going to discuss a recent lawsuit that was filed on behalf of Binance's CEO, CZ, against Bloomberg for defamation. But before we dive in, please, if you like the content, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And with that said, let's jump right on in. Okay, so as we can see here, Decrypt reports Binance CEO sues Bloomberg's Hong Kong publisher for defamation. Lost in translation or defamation? Zhao's lawsuit argues that the media's statements were, quote, calculated. They say the CEO of Binance is not happy with Bloomberg. Changpeng Zhao, or CZ as he's known colloquially, is suing Bloomberg Businessweek's Hong Kong publisher, Modern Media, as well as its affiliated Twitter and Facebook accounts for 3 allegedly defamatory statements published earlier this month. According to a copy of the filing submitted to the High Court of Hong Kong Friday and obtained by Decrypt, Zhao is suing Modern Media for its Chinese translated version of the Bloomberg US article. Quote, "Can crypto's richest man stand the cold?" And here we have a set of tweets from CZ. One of them says, "The comments here says it all. While most journalists at Bloomberg are good, but this time it was bad." And then another tweet from CZ where it says, "Bloomberg, hey, we will do a nice profile piece on you, invite you for photo shoots, etc." Then switches the story last minute. Ignore all positive comments they got from third parties. Picked only old negatives and still puts you on the cover. WTF. Unprofessional. So I guess he's got a grind, an axe to grind with Bloomberg. Let's continue on. They say, Zhao is seeking damages because the Chinese edition of Bloomberg Businessweek wrote in print and online a phrase which translates to, quote, Zhao's Changpeng's Ponzi scheme. Zhao is also suing the publication for reusing that phrase twice more in corresponding Twitter and Facebook posts promoting the profile story about him. Binance representatives told Decrypt that Zhao's filing is a, quote, personal suit unaffiliated with the crypto exchange. A Bloomberg News representative responded to Decrypt's request for comment with the following statement, quote, "We understand that Binance has filed a lawsuit against Modern Media, a company based in China that publishes a Chinese language edition of Bloomberg Businessweek, and that published a translated version of a Businessweek story that first ran on June 23rd. The lawsuit refers to a headline that was not published in the original English language version of the story. Zhao's filing in Hong Kong argues that the published statements, quote, were calculated to hold Zhao up to hatred, contempt, and ridicule. Quote, they tended to lower Zhao in the estimation of the right-thinking members of society in general, in particular the members, existing or potential, of the crypto community and commercial counterparties, existing or potential of Zhao, the filing claims. Per the lawsuit, the CEO's legal counsel also argued that the statements were, quote, published in a sensational manner. Meanwhile, according to a memorandum of law filed in New York on Friday pertaining to the Hong Kong case, Zhao's legal counsel alleged that the original English language version of the article also contained defamatory statements. The New York documents argue that the original article, quote, contained several serious and defamatory allegations made against Zhao and Binance that were completely unsubstantiated and were obviously designed to mislead readers into believing that Zhao and Binance have been engaging in illegal or unsavory activities. Specifically, the New York filing takes issue with the Bloomberg publishing that, quote, at Binance, the sketchiness has a certain completeness to it, and that Binance is, quote, a massive shitcoin casino. Statements Zhao believes are defamatory. I mean, okay, as an aside here, I mean, they're kind of right. Yeah. You know, it's the same thing with Coinbase, you know, a shitcoin casino. That's pretty funny. Quote, while most journalists at Bloomberg are good, but this time it was bad, Zhao said of the article back in June. In Hong Kong, Zhao is seeking an injunction barring the publication from ever republishing the alleged defamatory statements, as well as the removal and recall of the statements along with damages, interest, and costs. This isn't the first time Zhao has sued a media outlet for defamation. Back in 2020, Zhao filed a complaint against Forbes in the United States. He sued the publication and two reporters because a Forbes article claimed Binance had a, quote, elaborate corporate structure designed to intentionally deceive regulators and surreptitiously profit from crypto investors in the United States. Zhao later dropped that lawsuit. Another aside, I mean, the way that they set up their corporate structure where they had effectively no home base or no, nexus of from which they operated, it seems like it could be perceived to be intentionally deceptive. I'll just say that. And I know that they're gearing up to try to actually get a home base. I don't know where at this point, but who's to say? So I guess it's worthwhile to note that Zhao dropped that lawsuit. And then here's another tweet from him. Be accountable for your actions. On Friday, the executive took to Twitter with a post that's likely a reference to the Hong Kong filings. Quote, be accountable for your actions, he wrote. And so there you have it. Lawsuit on behalf of ZZ against Bloomberg for, I guess, alleged defamatory statements. And now, all in all, how do I think this will play out? I'm foreseeing some sort of settlement. I think that I guess it's unknown whether or not that translation into from the original English language article to the Chinese language version of that article, where the title got translated into something about Zhao's Ponzi scheme. I don't know if that was intentional or if that's just like a bare bones translation. I mean, I think it's kind of funny and kind of sort of true in some instances, especially that one that we read about the whole shitcoin casino thing, which I guess he dropped that suit against Forbes. But I mean, I really don't think that, I guess given who's to say? I mean, I guess if you're outright calling it a Ponzi, that could be considered defamatory. And I'm sure that, Bloomberg may be willing just to, change the headline. I'm sure that Zhao took issue with some of the other statements in that article. And so he wants I guess essentially a redaction, an injunction forcing them to pull that story and then get rid of the republication of it. And then damages. I don't know if he's going to go as far as to get damages, because then you'd have to prove up what sort of damages you had and directly attribute them to that defamatory statement. So, it's plus, Hong Kong's different. It's a different jurisdiction, a different type of law than we have here in the United States, although there are similar corollaries. So all in all, as I foresee in a lot of these different cases, probably going to be a settlement. Interesting case nonetheless, and it's interesting to see CZ actually go on the offense here, because, as we've known and reviewed in the past, he's been on the receiving end of a fair amount of these lawsuits, whether it be class actions, alleging that he is engaging in this shitcoin casino, as was so eloquently put in the Bloomberg or the Forbes article, rather, and not to mention the Hex lawsuit, where he was being sued by a hexakin for artificially suppressing Hex's listing on CoinMarketCap, that website, which is a subsidiary owned by Binance. So Binance owns CoinMarketCap.com, and so that suit alleged that they're intentionally inflating their own projects like BNB, Binance Smart Chain, Binance US Dollar, and that sort of thing, and then suppressing competitors. And so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out too. So yeah, all in all, interesting story. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the content a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And with that said, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.